Big salute to Dusty Wallace. He'll be back earlier in the week. Once we do another live. But I figured, you know what? It's Sunday. You know what I'm saying? There's a few different things. Yeah, man. Why would they hide that in the chat? Blue Feather J. I'm smoking on some of that Astro Pink. You know what I'm saying? Salute to Astro Pink. If you know, you know. Check them out on their website, myastropink.com, or on Instagram, astro_pink. Same. I'm live on Instagram right now, too. You know what I'm saying? Over here at the Visionary Art Studios. You're getting it popping. You know what I'm saying? For the people who are on Instagram, pull up on YouTube right now. YouTube Live. We're doing it up. There's a few things I want to talk about. As far as what I have on my list, some of the main topics. Tory Lanez, he's got a court case coming up next month. Want to, you know, discuss with you guys, the audience, the comment gang strong. Your thoughts on, you know, what's going to be happening next month with his case. I don't think that they're going to be putting it off again. I think they're going to be continuing going forward with it. So let me know what y'all think about that in the comments below as well. You know what I'm saying? Comment gang strong. And for y'all over here on Instagram, pull up on YouTube. We can get interactive. You can't hear me? You can't hear me? Pull up YouTube Live. Let's get it popping. Get out here. Ow. All right. Let's get it popping. Always tell me they can't hear me on Instagram. I don't understand that shit. Also, I want to talk about Patricia Jagganauth. Jagganauth. My bad. Okay. That's a Trini last name from what I'm hearing. Salute to Patricia Jagganauth. She has left CP24. For all the people who are local out here in Toronto, y'all know, you know what I mean? A lot of people tap into CP24, especially, you know, in the weather reports, seeing a person of color, a woman of color on the news, you know what I'm saying, representing for us. It helps also that she's a baddie. So, you know, she's been there for, I don't know, for as long as I remember watching that channel. She's been on the channel. So, you know, let's get into it now. She left the channel, or she left the network, the Bell Media Network, probably about 3-4 days ago now, from when I'm recording this. And I was shocked, but not shocked. Okay. She's saying there's a few different things of reasons why she left: discrimination, harassment, a few different things. I'm going to pull up an article so we could definitely get more in depth into it. And I've been trying to reach out to her as well to see if we can get her in for an interview and, you know, get her thoughts on what's going on. I'm sure she's now more able to do interviews. And I have seen her in the past on road, okay, over at the old Visionary Art Center. That was right there near Much Music, okay? And I used to see Patricia Jagganauth jumping out the car sometimes, or just walking into the building. You know, one time I hollered at her like, yo, when can we get you on the show? To be honest, she had no idea who the fuck we were, and that's cool. You know what I'm saying? For the people who are in the comments right here, comment gang strong. They're trying to, they're like, what am I talking? I'm talking about Patricia Jagganauth, weather woman or weather specialist over at CP24. She has left the network due to discrimination and a few other things. And this is not the first time that's been going on over there. So for the people who are in the audience here, and I want to give you guys a big shout out. Shout out to Blue Feather J. Big shout out to Old John Crow. Big shout out to Mitch. Down to Earth podcast in the building. Big Bod. You know what I'm saying? Big up yourself, brother. You know what I'm saying? Also Stoner Simpson. Love that name. John Money. Everybody there. You know what I'm saying? Garfield. But for any of y'all who are from here, from Toronto, y'all know about CP24. Y'all see the channel. I think if you're an avid watcher of the channel, if you could see that channel more than 5 times in 1 week, you'll notice a pattern that happens on the channel. You know what I'm saying? a lot of the man them watch CP24, and we know why. There's bare baddies on the channel. Okay, let's just be straight up and real about it. All right, the newscaster ladies that they be having up there, and an array of different races that they have there. You know what I'm saying? They used to have the girl there. I forget her name, but the half Filipino, half black girl who just left because she got pregnant, but she never came back. You know what I'm saying? What was her name? Kaylee Williams. Right? Y'all remember her? She was on the show for a while, on the network for a while, on the streets, doing her thing. And that's the thing too. Let me emphasize that. When they're on the streets, that means they're reporters on road, but they're not anchormen or anchor women. Okay? That's a big deal now when you get to be at the counter, in the office, being the anchorman, reporting the news right off the teleprompter, sending it to the weather person, sending it to the traffic person. You're the one driving the car for whatever time of your shift when you're the anchor person. So not everybody gets to become an anchor person. Okay? They got a black guy over there right now, Bakari Savage. All right? When I first seen him pop up on the scene, they had him up on the streets, you know, reporting live, doing this thing at wherever that they send him. He earned his keep, I guess, to be at the counter. And I don't know, he came from other news platforms in the United States and stuff like that. And I'm sure at one point he was already an anchor. So when he came here to Canada, to Toronto, start working for CP24 and Bell Media, he was probably like, listen, fam, you ain't going to have me running all over the damn city just because, you know, somebody got shot on the corner of Jane and something. Send him up there. Oh, there's a Halloween party. Send him over there. Nah, I'm an anchor man. So you're going to see me behind this counter, right? So I'm sure this wasn't something that it was just an easy gift to him. As a black man, he probably had to fight a little bit harder for that, okay? But bringing it back to the women, I feel like they've had a protocol over there at CP24 where if you're not bad enough, you can't get the job, okay? They got a few old foots over there that's been holding on to their job for a long time, and salute to them, okay? But I'm sure that they deal with a lot of ageism at the same time. So let me pull up an article here. I know I was looking at an article via CBC News, and obviously CP24 is not going to do a report on one of their own people leaving and now crying discrimination and harassment and stuff, right? They'll report on everything else, obviously, or almost everything else, but they're not going to report on that kind of drama. You know what I'm saying? So salute to CBC for picking up that story, and letting Patricia tell her story. So let's see, and I'll pull it up on the screen so that we can all look at it together. Comment gang strong. Make sure to hit that like. You know what I'm saying? Likes are free. They help the algorithms. You know what I'm saying? And you know them algorithms. We gotta get them algorithms working for us. Toronto, Canada. Demand them. All right. Talk for me. Okay. So let's see here. CP24 personality alleges systemic patterns of discrimination and human rights claims against Bell Media. Bum, bum, bum. So let's see what's going on in here. Holy, I'm going to have to make this screen way bigger. You know what? I'm going to pull it up over here. And I'll read it off my phone because Jesus Christ. Think too far. And big up to CBC on this once again. Patricia Jagganauth. Okay, so let's go through this. A well-known Toronto television personality has filed a human rights complaint against Bell Media alleging systemic patterns of racism, sexism, and discrimination, adding that during her 11 years in the company, she was treated like a token and a commodity. In a complaint filed, I'll scroll this a little bit more for you guys over here on the screen. Look at Patricia. Look how they doing her, fam. Hmm? Whoa. Hold on. What's that? I'd like to say Friday is washed, but nah, fam. You need a shower. Okay. Anyways. In a complaint filed with the Canadian Human Rights Commission on Wednesday, Patricia Jagganauth, a weather specialist, remote reporter, and co-host of Bell-owned news channel CP24, described being repeatedly passed over for promotions and earning less than a living wage. Wow, less than a living wage? That's crazy. Jagganauth says she watched as white colleagues, often newer ones, made it higher up on the corporate ladder while she wasn't even offered a contract. Something she attributed to the fact that she is a racialized woman. Part Guyanese and part Jamaican, Jagganauth claims she was denied full-time stable employment and was instead forced to work weeks straight without a day off. An experience she says landed her in hospital with pneumonia because she felt she had no choice but to put work ahead of her health. I almost died doing what I love because a freelancer can't say no. Yo, Castro. Chill, bro. Grow up. You know, in school they were probably killing her in school. You know what I'm saying? In school we get creative with them names, but I digress. Okay, in an email to CBC News, Bell Media spokesman said, "We do not comment on matters involving current or former staff members, but can confirm that Bell Media takes allegations of any potential discrimination very seriously, and are committed to safe, inclusive, and respectful work and a respectful work environment where employees can thrive. If a matter is brought to our attention where an employee did not feel adequately supported, a process is triggered to review and address when required." In an exclusive interview with CBC News, Jagganauth broke her silence about her time at Bell. At first, she said landing a job felt like a dream. Okay, a girl living in the metro housing that got out. I'm one of the one that supported that was supposed to succeed. That was never supposed to succeed. My bad. She said, and I knew that I loved people and I loved community. I loved conversation, and where I was working provided that, but not ever a contractual basis. Always as a fill-in. So wait a minute. Are you telling me that this whole time that we were watching CP24? And we're seeing Patricia Jagganauth doing the weather, she was a freelancer? That's crazy. Hold on. Let me scroll through here a little bit more so you guys can follow along with me. That's a mod thing. Okay. Okay, let me see. Let me find some good shit here. This past summer, management moved to limit that ability, blocking her from performing any paid activities outside of the company without management approval. According to her formal complaint, the rules was originally created in 2019 when Bell employees unionized and was never enforced until this year, she says. So she was trying to get some jobs on the outside. They were like, Matumbo, you can only work for us. Come back here, slave. I'm just gonna go up a little bit further before this. What says Jagganauth says she was guaranteed just 2 days off of work each week. Okay, 2 days off, and called at random to fill in for hosts who were off on sick days and away, with no certainty of what her weeks would look like. She says she relied on the ability to take her other jobs and supplement her income. Okay, let me scroll down a little bit more. Long days, short turnarounds led to breakdowns, complaints. Jagganauth complaints comes at the heels of Bell Media's recent dismissal of celebrated chief anchor Lisa Laflamme, who said she was blindsided when the company ended her contract at the CTV National after more than 30 years as a part of a business decision. The move caused an uproar, and in the days that followed, CTV News executives Michael Mellings went on to leave the company. Okay, y'all catch that too? Okay, when Lisa Laflamme, French lady from Montreal, she got the wild hair. She's been doing it, like they said in the article, 30 years. One day she goes to the office. Everything's just probably packed up on her desk. Get out. Not even packed up on the desk, outside of the office. Like, you can't come in here. Your card don't work no more. Your laminate don't work no more. It's like, boop, boop, boop. What the fuck's going on? Boop, boop. Oh, you're fired, by the way. You know what I'm saying? So they did that to Lisa Laflamme, and she white. So, you know, they give less of a fuck about Patricia Jagganauth. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to stay on this live for too long, too, because I want to also let y'all know that Keep Six Solid is going to be doing a clubhouse probably around 9 o'clock. And I want to tap into that. The complaints say that the treatment Jagganauth faced led her to suffer a breakdown during the most recent Bell Let's Talk Day while live on the air. What? You're telling me she was doing Bell Let's Talk and she had a breakdown? Where was I? Okay, live on the air. In the segment later posted to YouTube by CP24, 5 hosts open up about their mental health. The last host to share was Jagganauth, who speaks candidly about her personal and professional struggles, including the tolls of working weekends for 11 years. I'm going to cry. Oh my God, she says in the segment, tearing up. In the industry, I found that you get to be in the bright lights, you know, here in this amazing career, and people think that you're a multimillionaire. You're so lucky. But I want to put, but do you want to put on my shoes, guys, or put my shoes on, guys? Because you know what she's saying here. My bad. I'm like totally jumbling up the damn fucking what Shorty's saying here. And I guess this is her having the breakdown. You be seeing these people on CP24, and you probably think that they're rich. You know what I'm saying? But from this article here, one, she was still a freelancer, so she didn't even work for the company. 11 years, she's just over there just being a freelancer. So at any given time, they could just be like, yo, we don't need you anymore. Deuces. You know what I'm saying? And at the same time, you probably can get the same money working at a telemarketing job. When you really think about it, like we can go do some research. Let's do CP24, or let's say Bell Media anchor. Let's see, Anchorman pay or Anchor pay. I don't think they say Anchorman anymore. I think it's like we're all PC now. Okay, so I'm pulling up an article here. Salary of a news anchor. So news anchor salaries in Canada, $47,980. Are you fucking serious? I used to work for Shoppers Drug Mart head office. I've revealed this now publicly. You know what I mean? That's the corporate office that I used to work for. Okay? One of the biggest companies in Canada. Okay? Everybody knows Shoppers Drug Mart is everywhere. I was getting paid more than that. I'm sorry. Like, a few G's more than that. And, you know, people aren't stopping me on road every day. You know, your face is not out there like that. And you're getting paid. Fam, that's just over there at the fucking working for a customer service department. There's other people in the building getting way more than what I was getting paid in there. And you're telling me this is what this can't be true. This can't be true. Look, there's some other ones in here. News reporter. Okay. 124. I ain't mad at that. I could live with that. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Stoner Simpson said, I make more than that bud tending. Right? Right? What the fuck? It's a mad thing. Rogers Communication. Okay, here we go. 30K to 61K for a news anchor. Right? Okay. Choir or chorus entertainment. You can get that 42K to 79K working for them. Yo. Where they at? Right? Yo, listen, I know that we're the hip hop podcast or the hip hop network, whatever, but like, this shit is interesting to me, fam. Once I seen, like, I watch a lot of CP24. I don't know, maybe I'm obsessed. Maybe I'm a dirtbag. I don't know what it is, fam. But I watch that channel enough. Okay? And I seen shorties come and go. You know what I'm saying? Brandon Gonez. I seen man them come and go. Y'all remember Brandon Gonez? He had an interview with us over at the We Love Hip Hop Network. Now he has his own YouTube channel. He's doing well on his YouTube channel. He interviewed Justin Trudeau and a whole bunch of people. Okay? But I do remember when we had our interview, he expressed a few things, and he was still working for the company at the time, so we had to tread lightly. Okay? But he expressed a few things in that interview. And he did say that sometimes they have stories that he wanted to cover that, you know, that he thought was important to him and our culture. And they were like, nah, go cover this Halloween. Go to this pumpkin patch and go cover this Halloween shit. Go to this public pool and go friggin' act like a fool for a second and report on that. Don't worry about that, you know, black bullshit you want to go do reports on. Go get your own shit if you want to do that. Actually, you can't because you work for us. You're under contract. That's what's happening with Patricia. She can't, as of 2019, Shorty couldn't even go get no other jobs. You know what I'm saying? So not only are you underpaying me and overworking me, and probably telling her like, "Oh, you're looking a little bit older today, Shorty." Hey, Patricia. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Oh, you're putting on a little bit of weight. Keeping her hella insecure, so she got to stay on point because there's a new hottie that's waiting, just waiting to scoop her job the fuck up. And they're waiting to replace her. They can't wait. Oh, is that a wrinkle? Get her out of here. Come on, fam. Stop me when I'm lying. They want only the prettiest and the glowingest of skin in front of that camera right now. Okay? They look at the ratings. They're like, oh, when we put this shorty to be the anchor, we notice that people stay on the channel longer. Use her more. And we ain't going to act like Patricia wasn't killing in the weather special. Shorty was doing the weather. I'm like, fam, like, what is the actual weather, fam? Like, you just dropping all kind of bars and jokes and shit, making this shit hella entertaining. I almost forgot what the damn weather was. But that's because she's doing a good job. Like, obviously, I know what the weather is after her report, but she makes it she made it, because she don't work there no more. She made it way more entertaining than them other motherfuckers. Come on, man. John Crow, what are you saying to me right now, fam? You're saying, bro, John Crow from the John Crow 416 says, bro, other than Patricia and the other Williams girl, Kayla Williams, okay? There are no hotties over there. Tough crowd. Holy. Jesus Christ. This man's standards are like over here, bro. You're saying there's no hotties over there at CP24? That's a mud thing. Even my girl says there's a hottie over there. There's a new Somali girl that's working over there. Okay, eating the bede. Right? That's my stalker ass. I know all of the names of all of the different reporters. You know what I'm saying? I'm there watching the shit with my girl. She's like, oh, she's pretty. All right. So they got so much baddies over there that even girls are like, damn, who's that? Who's that on the TV? There's a method to their madness. They're not going to hire you if you're just good at your job. You better look good. You better take your ass to the gym if you want a job over there at CP24. The fuck? Abdul, I don't know why did they cut your comment, bro? Yo, YouTube, you gotta chill, fam. You gotta let my comment gang live, fam. Holy. You even catch 22. Is sexy a bad word? Oh, maybe they don't like the word sexy. Abdul said the Somali girl sexy still. Still. That's facts. Right? Catch 22 says, you know, Pooja's sexy. I don't know what's up with YouTube, fam. They're hating. Pooja Honda? Come on, fam. And they had more. Okay, they got a new shorty over there, Lindsay Biscaya. Okay? You know, when she walked into the office, they were like, hired. But I didn't even get to do my my interview yet. You're hired. You start Monday. Make sure to, you know, wear nice. I'm just playing. They're not that. It's not the casting couch over there at CP24. And y'all niggas know CP24 because the comment gang, y'all going crazy. Man said Jennifer Shung. You love the Asian persuasion, eh? Jennifer Shung, she's on her MILF tip. You know what I'm saying? But they ain't playing. They know what they're doing. And they cater to the women too. You know what I'm saying? They got the cop guy there, Steve, comment gang, help me out there, man. What's his name now? The cop guy who always mentions, well, you know, in my years when I used to be on the police force, like, nigga, we know, bro, you used to be a cop. Holy fuck, bro. Not Cam Woolley. Yo! Don't kill me. Oh, fuck. Oh, man. I'm making me sweat, man. Steve Ryan. Thank you. Steve Ryan. Yo. That nigga right there. Yo. Abdul, of course he's a rat. He's a fucking ex-cop. That's his job. His job is to rat. You know what I'm saying? He's a professional rat. He's a rat herder. He herds the rats. He finds more rats to rat more. You know what I'm saying? But that motherfucker right there, he be trying to spike his hair up and shit like that. You know, they be trying to get the female demographic. You know what I'm saying? Bogerton said it's crazy how much of us watch CP24 hard. This is why I'm bringing it up. I know my people, fam. I know the audience. Comment gang strong. You know what I'm saying? We're here in Toronto. If you live in Toronto, and you ain't seen CP24 even in your own house. You might not have cable. You might just watch just bare internet, okay? But if you go to the store, you're waiting in a fucking office somewhere, you look up at the TV, that's what's running. And if you don't see a baddie, you'd be like, what the fuck, I'm watching this. I'm going back on my phone. Right? Come on, fam. They know what they're doing. My flavor vision ain't blurry. Salute to Patricia Jagganauth, yo. You know what I'm saying? I want to get you in for an interview. Yeah, let's do an interview. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not a stranger to interviewing media personalities. You know what I'm saying? Like I mentioned, we interviewed Brandon Gonez, 1 hour interview, I think even longer, and we got a great conversation going on, as well as George Strombo, the legend George Strombo. You know what I'm saying? Like, we had an interview with him that was, to me, a great interview, right? As well as like other more independent personalities. You know, we just did the Broadcast Wheeler interview. We love to have voices from the staircase, extra gravy. Like, we love talking to other people who do what we do or who are in the media. You know what I'm saying? So, Patricia, I'm going to make sure to tag you. I'm going to post this back up on Instagram. I'm going to be tagging you, okay? We need you on the We Love Hip Hop podcast. Let's get it popping. You know what I'm saying? Moving right along. Tory, what y'all think about Tory's... We're in October right now. Okay? I was listening to the Academics interview on the way here to the studio, and he was saying that in a month, and I guess because they filmed that interview last month, in a month, he's going to be facing 24 years. Now, a lot of different things have happened along the way, and this is obviously for the people who are under a rock. This is for the Meg Thee Stallion incident that happened, almost 2 years ago now, where she's claiming that he allegedly shot her or shot at her. She sustained injuries to her foot or both of her feet. And at first, everybody was on some fuck Tory shit. Everybody was canceling him. He was getting taken off a playlist and stuff. But over time, I can't say the tide has completely changed. There's a lot of people who are still on some fuck Tory stuff. But the whole decision wasn't as unanimous as it once was when it first popped off. You feel me? So there's a lot of people who are kind of riding with Tory. Not kind of, a lot of just fully riding with Tory, pause. And there's people who don't believe Meg as much, as well as people who are like, yo, we support you, support black women as you should. You know what I'm saying? However, now we're getting to the point where the case is here. Okay? I don't know if they're going to be doing another put over, because the last time he was supposed to be in court was in September, and they put it over, I think, till now, because there were just a couple of things that he needed to get together. But I know from my experience, when they start taking your court cases and putting them over to shorter periods of time, it's because it's go time. All right? No more getting all our paperwork together and your legal defense saying we need a little bit more time. You've had enough time is what the judge is probably thinking at this point. October is go time. What I want to know from y'all, the Comment Gang Strong, do you think that Tory's going to make it through this? Because I pondered, and I have no inside information, I've pondered multiple times on like, yo, okay, he's innocent, but is he? Because I'm going to be objective no matter what. I'm not going to just be like, oh, he's the home team. And he's the home team, so we're supporting him all the way through as innocent until proven guilty. We ain't throwing him out with the bathwater saying, yo, fuck Tory, circle back around when your court case is done, and then we'll decide whether it's not fuck Tory. Nah, it's we riding for Tory. It's innocent until proven guilty. However, none of us have had, you know, at least for us here, me and you guys, the Common Gang, you know, minus a few of y'all probably might have had some inside information. But for the most part, I don't think any of us really know what go on. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can all be like, yo, he's innocent for sure. Okay, that could be the case. But we've also seen innocent people get convicted before in the past too. You know what I'm saying? It's all about who got the better lawyers in the end of the day. If we're going to break it down to that type of scenario. All right? It don't have to be who's innocent and who's guilty. It's just who got the hotter lawyers, who got the lawyer with the more connections, and who paid them more money. You know what I'm saying? Catch 22 wants to know, who can they call as a witness Friday? They have two people, two sides. Well, fuck. They got the homie, the driver / security. There's Chelsea. There's Meg. And then there's Tory. Meg and Tory, obviously, they're spoken for. Tory's Meg's pointing at Tory. Tory saying, it ain't me. But he's also keeping it street, I guess, and not saying it ain't me, it was her or it was him. But if it ain't him, and I feel like we've gone through this before, but like, I just want to reiterate this as we're getting real close to the time. If it ain't him, then it's got to be one of those two other people. You know what I'm saying? Unless some fifth party just popped up out of nowhere, brandished the ting, and, you know, then jumped back into the darkness. ABG to Don, what up? So, I guess when the trial finally comes to pass, we're going to be able to see, okay, was it Chelsea? Was it the security? Or are they going to put it on Tory? We got to also be realistic here. Anything can happen, right? We could always have high hopes and you know, and hope for the best. But, and I'm just going to say hypothetically, okay? In the worst case scenario, Tory's out of here. I don't think they're going to give him 24 years, but they'll give him a 10-piece or even a 5-piece at the least. Like, we got to keep in mind, like, it's really hard for us to like wrap our brains around the concept of our favorite rappers or superstars getting locked up and, you know, just not being in the picture no more because they're in jail. However, it's not like it don't happen. There's rappers in jail right now, whether they're local rappers or international rappers who are sitting doing their time. We made a big stink about it when the case first came down, or when the charges first came down. But once everything was settled and done, we just kind of went on to the next subject. You feel me? Like, and hold your head to all those rappers who are incarcerated right now. But like, Top 5's been in jail for like almost 2 years now. Take that in. 4-2 Doug has been in jail for like, what, the last 4 months? Ain't nobody talking about that anymore. We make us think about it when the case is happening or when the index charge happens. We're like, oh shit, it gets posted on the blogs. You know what I'm saying? So-and-so got charged. And then like after they deal with their shit, if they're holding them, we might say free them for like maybe a month tops. I'm highballing it. Pause. But like a week tops, let's say. Free so-and-so, free so-and-so. Then we get distracted. Only their real fam and their friends and their supporters will stay on the free so-and-so all the way through their bid. For the rest of us, there's other news that pops up on the blog that completely takes our attention away, and then we're like, who? You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying like this to wish anything bad on Tory, because I want everybody to go and have the best results that they can have from this situation. But in the events that the worst case scenario happens, we'll be surprised. We'll be shocked. We'll be like, oh shit, no way. They're hitting Tory with a 5-piece. Oh, yo, free Tory. They're going to go crazy. We're going to go crazy. And an NBA young boy will say some shit. Yo, fuck the ops. Fuck Lil Durk. Lizzo will get into an incident or something. And we'll be off of it. We'll be on to something else. Right? So hold your head, Tory. Like like I keep on saying with this, we're hoping for the best. But the best case scenario in this is the judge says, nah, it wasn't him who let off the gun. But that means if he gets off and the judge says, yo, he ain't the one to let off the gun, we're going to be looking at Meg crazy. Okay? But I'm just making sure to prepare ourselves mentally, okay? Emotionally. Okay, prepare ourselves. Not to be like completely on some, yo, Tory's innocent. Yo, watch when the case comes. You'll see. Watch this. And then they say guilty. And we're like, ooh. Damn. Because it wouldn't be the first time that happened. Where we're like bigging up our chest saying, are you stupid? Are you stupid? Are you dumb? He's innocent, fam. Guilty. Ooh. Awkward. So what you say later, fam? You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about something else. Yeah, I'm sorry I went off on you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Y'all remember the OJ shit? Everybody was like, yo, and this is maybe I'm going a little bit too far back for y'all. But when the OJ shit was going down, everybody was like, yo, the white people was like, yo, he killed them people. Oh my God, he chopped up Nicole Smith and the next man. Oh my God. Right? And we were like, oh shit. Oh, snap. That might be a thing still. Then the judge said, not guilty. And we were like, yeah. He ain't guilty. But now everybody feels like OJ did it. We just wanted the black man to win. But the white people were like, oh, damn. Sorry, black guy. I didn't know the judge was going to say not guilty. Right? So just hold your head, Tory. Let's hope for the best. You know what I'm saying? What else y'all want to talk about before I get into any of these other subjects? And salute to the comment gang over here. Brennan J in the building, he just popped up. Who else is in here? Wayne from the Jane in the motherfucking building. Affect Audio is in the building. Salute to Catch 22 if I didn't salute you before. Yeah, man. Everybody in the building. Biggerton. Holy. Comment gang strong. And make sure to hit that like button too, yo. Dusty will be back this week. Okay. You know what I'm saying? We'll be getting back to our YouTube live. Let me know if there's any topic that you want to bring up before I get into this next topic. Steve Myers in this bitch. See you, brother. Okay, HelloYassin. Salute to HelloYassin. Okay, I've had a few conversations with him behind the scenes. I've been trying to get him in for an interview. There's a little bit of a delay on it, but I'm working on it. And he did a thing on the Drake stimulus package, a great video on the Drake stimulus package. Okay. He brought up some great points. And he was talking about some of the people who received the stimulus package, all the people who received it and how they benefited from it. Okay, this is the premise of his video. Now, at one point in the video, and I'm right now in the background pulling it up here so that we can see, he mentions the stimulus package that Smiley got from Drake. Okay. Now, in this, he started doing a serious shit fest on our guy Smiley. I don't know if he likes Toronto rappers too much. And I want do y'all know who HelloYassin is before I continue this my talks here? Hold on before we even continue. Catch 22 says I want to talk about Honcho. Salute Uncle Friday. Salute to you. Honcho Hoodlum? Is he home? Salute to Honcho Hoodlum, yo. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody too, yo. Thank you. Happy Murder Givings, yo. Let me see if I can find a part in the video here. And salute to HelloYassin. Let's get that interview popping real soon. I know he's supposed to be popping up on No Jumper soon. As I even mentioned No Jumper, my brain already jumps into I'd like to bring up some stuff on No Jumper, but I'm gonna leave it alone. I already said what I had to say about the whole No Jumper and before they were famous beef that was going on, and I'm not gonna mention it anymore because some people are super sensitive and need to go change their fucking panties. But let's see what he has to say. Let's see what he has to say. Is it right here? There it is. He shitted on our boy. Okay. Audio coming.
After this song released, there's over the top Smiley with Drake, and this was July 2021. Smiley is probably the worst rapper to come out in the past year and a half. This song goes hard, not because of Smiley though. But this song is catchy. I enjoyed this song. This song did great numbers. It was charting. Smiley was a nobody before this. He's still a nobody after this, musically speaking. He would release a project after this that I think sold like 1.5K first week, maybe even less. That's including the streams from over the top for that week. To me, it just looks like Smiley is a Drake write-off. I think he likes Smiley. He brought him out to LA. He lets him live a good life in LA. He records music. I think he's just meant to be written off as a loss in DOVO Enterprises because this guy sucks musically. He seems like a great personality, very fun, very smiley, very grateful. He also seems very polite. But the music is just not there. It is not there. I don't see it getting any better. And I don't see anybody asking for or talking about Smiley since this song dropped, or the couple of months after this song dropped.
Yo, this nigga went in, fam. What the fuck? Bro. Why he so mad at Smiley, fam? What do y'all think of this, yo? I was watching this video and I fuck with Yassin, okay? And I still do. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. But do you think that he went too hard? Or does the man have some merit? Like, the man said he's the worst rapper he ever heard, fam. Like, calm down. And even like Smiley's always had a different style to me, and I always thought I always liked Smiley style. He's told us in his interview how people used to tell him he wasn't the best rapper. But Smiley from then to now, to me, is even night and day. Like now he's like all in the pocket. He got bars. I don't agree. However, like I said, we're all entitled to our opinion. But I guess what I'm asking is, do you think that this is his opinion because this is just a musical standpoint? Or is it based on, does he have a Canadian bias? Because I seen him do another video in the past, and he was talking about, Toronto rappers and them, the drill rappers, and them being able to like get any further in the scene, and how, maybe in the end of the day, they should just give up. Like he just took a super dookie on the man them. You know what I'm saying? And that's actually when our line of communication opened up. Because I DM'd him and I was like, yo, you did make some good points in that video. However, this, and this. Okay? And, our line of communication opened up from then. But do you think that, like, it's a him thing? Or do you think that there's, like, a general consensus amongst a lot of people there in the United States that when they hear the man them rapping, the man them meaning Toronto rappers, that they're like, nah, that ain't it, man. Put on that Kentucky shit. Put on that ESTG, fam. They don't even say fam. They don't even like the way we talk. Right? Is that what's going on? Or am I delusional? Huh? Biggerton says, you calling Smiley a Toronto Sean Kingston? Who said that? Catch 22? Sean Kingston. He's a failed Sean Kingston. No! Don't say that. Yo. Comment gang strong. Hit up that Astro Pink, yo. Astro_Pink on Instagram. What do y'all think? Is he going too hard, or is there some merit to what he's saying? And do Americans have just a general bias towards the Canadian scene? They like Drake and nobody else, or they like Drake and Tory and The Weeknd, and everybody else gotta like go to the side. Okay, and if that's the case, with the exception of Drake here and there when he's speaking, none of the rest of them niggas use that Toronto man slang. So is that holding the man them back from getting the whole American love? Or is it like, fuck it, we just keep on leaning into the shit until they fuck with it? There's a lot of questions that I have. You know what I'm saying? Like, Smiley, he's been on a lot of different platforms. He was on Wild 'N Out, right? He was on another show that was like a big show, not Hot Wings. He was on No Jumper a few times. Like I think he has like 2 No Jumper interviews. Okay, like he's made his rounds press wise. The only place he hasn't been is Breakfast Club, right? And like obviously like Hot 97 and a few other places. Okay, and I'm not gonna say that Yassin is completely wrong. With the exception of the Over the Top tune, the Americans are not really talking about the other songs, In My Zone that came out shortly after. It's kind of a hard audience to win over, especially when it comes to keeping our can't say the word, authenticity. You know what I'm saying? Keeping it completely Toronto, using the Mandem slang, mentioning things that are recognizable to us, and not just mentioning a whole bunch of stuff that's like in LA or in New York and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to make them accept it. Like, Drake has been really, really, really the anomaly. And even with him, I've explained this multiple times. He didn't just knock them over the head with some Toronto shit. He sneak attacked them with the Toronto shit. Okay? We spent at least 3 albums of Drake being every other type of style except for, saying Wagwan or Ting or whatever in his songs. He didn't start doing that till after Nothing Was the Same. And that was album number 4, if I'm not mistaken. So, you know what I mean? It wasn't just like you could just go over there and be like, yo, Wagwan. You're like, yo, are you dumb? And they're supposed to just accept it. They got their own shit going on. So, I don't know. There's there's definitely a lot of hate in there. But is it just his opinion or is it hate? You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I fuck with Yassin heavy. But I just want to know if he just has something against Toronto people. Because from the conversation I had with him, he was cool with me. But I don't rap no more. You know what I'm saying? Maybe if I was a rapper, he might have been like, yo, run up, bro. Or, they don't say run up, but he might have been like, fuck off, you fucking Canuck. You know what I'm saying? Get out of here, A. That's how he'd be thinking of us, right? We say A and sorry, a boot. You know what I'm saying? But also, one last thing before I get off of this subject. The whole Drake write-off thing. Do you think that's facts? Do you think that Drake is not really putting some emphasis behind Smiley? Because from the time that I've seen Smiley get signed, the man's been in a lot of places. The places that a lot of other Toronto rappers who are signed have not gotten to go. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. I feel like he has a pretty good publicist, fam. Like, man was on Wild 'N Out, bro. Not everybody has been on Wild. Killy was signed to Sony. He didn't get on Wild 'N Out. Neither did Pressa. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta salute to Smiley's publicist as well. Like, they're doing good work. They got him in a lot of places. But with that being said, getting in all those places, I guess if that was an American rapper who was getting all of those looks, he probably would have been a little bit hotter. But yeah, man, salute to Smiley, yo. That's the home team. That's my guy, yo. I don't like anybody dissing Smiley. That shit, when I hear that shit, it makes my ears perk up. I get defensive. I'm like, yo, whoa, 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 whoa. Turn the volume up on that. Say, yo. Rewind that. What did he say? Nah, man, don't be dissing my guys like that, fam. But yeah, man, salute to Yassin. Yeah. Stop hating on the man, them. There was one more thing I want to cover here. Drake has a new cosign. Speaking of Drake and OVO associated things. Drake has a new cosign. Y'all seen that up on the blogs? Who is this chick? Like, now that I'm over here with y'all, put me on. This is why I wish Dusty was here right now, because my old ass don't even know who the fuck this chick is. I've been so busy doing this move over here and continuing to like do the things to make sure that the studio is as crisp as possible for our upcoming interviews coming up this week. But I seen on the blogs them talking about Drake's new cosign. All right. Oh, also, before I get to that, and follow me up on my Instagram page, Friday Ricky Dred. I've been stuck at 20,800 for a long fucking time. Like, I think I even went down to 20,700 last night. I was like, what the fuck? Like, let's get the followers up there. Like, you know, Instagram playing games, right? They're not trying to get us in the algorithm like that. So, fuck Instagram. It was. Now I forgot what the fuck I was gonna say. Besides this, Voices from the Staircase. Big salute to Voices from the Staircase. Big salute to Man Like Neighborhood. Man Like Money. You know what I'm saying? New interview on the way, not on We Love Hip Hop Network, but on their channel. Okay, make sure to subscribe to their channel, Voices from the Staircase. They're on YouTube. They're on audio platforms. The boy Roadrunner and myself had a very, very dope conversation with the boy Money. It was great. Salute to the Abstract Institute. Went over there, knocked out a fucking dope interview over there. You know, they got to ask us about a lot of different things, and it wasn't just like interview based questions. Like the man them were just having like good conversation, good podcasting. You know what I'm saying? Those guys have a sick team. They got a bunch of niggas in the background helping them out. You know what I'm saying? Cameras, lights all over the place. Just like how we got over here, they got that over there too. Okay, the mics were sounding crisp. We got yo fam. Yeah. I fucked with that. You know what I'm saying? I enjoyed that experience. Look out for that interview on the way. I'm sure that they're in the editing phase right now, getting ready to drop that on our head tops. And I like pulling up on other people's content, other people's platforms, and doing some interviews with them or just speaking my mind. You know what I'm saying? Especially when the production quality is high. You know what I'm saying? Those guys have been doing their thing for a little bit more than a year now, probably almost 2 years. And over the time, they've become more consistent, and they've always been stepping up their production value. So look out for that coming real soon. Roadrunner, the boy Friday, Ricky Dred, a.k.a. Old Head, Old Foot, Old Back Nigga, and Voices from the Staircase. Let's go! Let's get to this cosign. Let's find about this cosign. Because I keep on seeing it pop, her face pop up, and I'm like, who is this girl right here? And I'm going to go on Keep Six Solid. Salute to Keep Six Solid. I'm making good time here, guys. Getting through these subjects. Getting through it. And they got a clubhouse that's popping off just now, so try to make sure I'm ready. You know what I mean? Let me make sure to send a quick text message here, quick fast too, because got to make sure that everything's ready. Like taping clubhouses, like or like taping clubhouses. Boop boop. Yeah. Doing or attending clubhouse meetings and taping them. It's a process. Texting my G. Better know. Don't forget the clubhouse. Niggas be like, oh, yo, Friday. Oh, I never see him with a thing. All right. I mean, I don't have one. Like, fuck's wrong with y'all? Anyhow, Brampton sensation Lioness Kerr gets a Tory Lanez cosign. A Tory Lanez one too? Holy. Okay, and I know there's the Drake one, right? She got a Drake one earlier in the week. Let me see. Well, why can't I find the fucking one with Drake? Give it a second. I'll find it. If it's not here, I'll find it on Toronto Rappers real quick. Real quick. Salute to Toronto Rappers. One day we'll be friends again. One day we'll be friends again. The fuck? 1 second, gang. There we go. If I had one wish. All right. Let's see. Let's find this girl here. Because I want to know what's the deal with her, yo. Why is everybody like, yo, Drake co-signed this new girl? What does she do? What does she sound like? All right. So I said, you know what? I'm going to wait. and get with the comment gang and see what they say. You're telling me Toronto rappers don't have that up? Holy. You know what the funny thing is? You know what? I won't even say what the funny thing is. I'll just leave it alone. Leave it alone. Let's find Shorty here again. Okay, so this girl here. So she says, no snow in my snout. For some reason, this is low-key amazing. What is low-key amazing?
Speed away, kind of girl. I'm so hurt, I ain't no dirt. D&G, light blue, God, he smell nice. His scent got me bent, got me hooked, I'm a fool. Old school, romantic, built castles in the sand. Waves splashed, hopes erased, teardrops rain on my window.
Okay. What do y'all think of this? Is there more? Can I hear more about her? What's her name? You have a name? Oh, sign. Actually, no, they showed her name just there. Ms. Zato. Let's try this. M1. Holy. That name is complicated looking, yo. There she is. Found her. Miza. Got 3,000. This is not her. Am I tripping? This is literally what I just seen as the account that I was just looking at. Look, I'll go back on a couple of things. I don't know. I don't want to be a hater, but like, I'm trying to hear where what got these guys so hyped.
So tell me what I've got to do.
Comment gang, am I lost over here? Let's see what y'all are saying. She's doing algebra or rapping though. No, because like Drake gave her the follow, and then Tory Lanez. So now we're all supposed to be paying attention to her, right? But why? And I'm not saying this in any type of way like, yo, fool. No. Let's see what Six Sounds. Six Sounds might have a thing on this. You know everybody gonna get in on the action. Pause. No pause. Did they post about her too? Because that's another thing too. Like then all the blogs reposted it. I've been busy. But no, I guess they didn't post about it. Maybe Six Buzz? Yeah, it must be the page that I clicked on where the singing was going on, because that little rap in there, writing in the room, No disrespect to Shorty, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to shit on anybody's dreams. It just didn't sound like, yo, this is who we've been missing. I don't know. Okay. For that. Last thing I wanted to talk about quick fast. And it's just not, it wasn't even on the list, but it popped up because I seen my youth over there, Jeffrey Dahmer. Have you all gotten a chance to take in this Jeffrey Dahmer movie? And I'm talking about all 10 episodes. Okay? I got a chance to watch it. I thought it was pretty good. There was a lot of like, yo, hey, yo, too many times in there, but you know, I got through it and I thought it was a pretty crazy not documentary, pretty crazy series. However, the families have been complaining again about the show, you know, glorifying them and da-da-da-da. Do you think that we have an obsession with serial killers? And also, I want to know two things. Oh, John Crow says, yo, it's too, hey, yo. Again, hey, yo. Chill. Mark. Top 5 serial killers. Comic Gang Scrong. Because now it's brought up this whole serial killer debate. Oh, Jeffrey Dahmer, he's back in, you know, they're doing the documentary pieces, YouTube videos. I'm talking about him right now. Right? Who are the top 5 serial killers? Jeffrey Dahmer is definitely in there. Charles Manson is definitely in there. The other guy there, Big Bad, did you say King Von? Yo. That's crazy. Charles Manson, Jeffrey Dahmer, and there was the other one that I had in my brain yesterday. And he had all the girls doing the thing for him too. Ed Gaines, who's that? I ain't never heard of him. Then there was the guy there, John Gacy. I never heard of him until I seen the movie, until I seen the series. I was like, damn. Nigga was dressing up as a clown and doing all kind of hey yo to people. Like, that's crazy. Ed Glenn, he made the skin masks. Yo, that's so crazy to me. This is why people have an obsession with this shit. Bundy, Ted Bundy. That was the next person who was like in the top 3 for me. You know what I'm saying? What about my youth there, Paul Bernardo, for the Canadian niggas? You know what I'm saying? That's more of a local motherfucker. John Wayne Gacy is I see popping up a lot in the Comic Gang. So I guess I'm the only one who's living under a rock that didn't really know about this guy until the Jeffrey Dahmer thing. Right? So this guy was popular already. He was already out here in the mainstream of the serial killers. The Iceman, I heard about him a lot. You know where I hear about a lot of these guys and why certain mans to me were more popular than others? And I'll bring this full circle because this is a hip-hop network. Hip-hop. You know what I'm saying? You know, when people are like chopping bodies like Ted Bundy or, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever. Mad Jeffrey Dahmer bars I've heard over the years. You know what I'm saying? Biggerton says El Presidente. Maybe. Right? Like to be a serial killer, you just have to have three kills within like a certain amount of time, no? So once you pass 3 kills and you get into, there'd be mad niggas in the hood who are probably serial killers then. Like niggas who are drill experts. Niggas ain't just on the drill, niggas are serial killers then. Right? A-Factor says a hitman, not a serial killer. So, okay, you're unhatching a whole bunch of different shit over here. You know what I'm saying? Opening a whole different can of worms. Because if a nigga's a killer for hire, okay, he's getting paid 10, 20,000, whatever it is per shot. Is that nigga not a serial killer just because he's getting paid to go kill niggas? He might have 50 bodies. That's serial killer status. Even though if he's like shooting you from a fucking a clock tower somewhere, you a serial killer. You got like 30 bodies, even though you're like super rich off of the shit. You a serial killer, my nigga. I'm sorry. You kill for a living. Give me some more. Oh, who Carla Homolka, how she free? Yo, for the people who don't know, Carla Homolka, and I read about these people, her and her man, Paul Bernardo. Okay? Paul Bernardo, who also once upon a time spit bars back in the Ice Baby days, the Vanilla Ice days. He was like a wannabe Scarborough Vanilla Ice. Okay? Once that whole thing was done, she eventually got her parole, and now she's living in Montreal, and she's married to a black guy. She I ain't gonna hold you. She was a baddie still, but she killed people. You know what I'm saying? And Paul Bernardo, I was actually telling this story the other day. When I got sent back to the pen, when they violated me on my parole back in 2011. Okay? Back those times, that's when the Kingston pen was still open. They sent me over to the Kingston pen to a place called a TD unit, the temporary detention unit. At the time, Paul Bernardo was over there in the Kingston pen. How I found this out? We already knew this. It's like people are already talking about this, right? But when they move that nigga around the jail, let's say they have to move him from one area of the jail to another, like let's say he's going out for the yard by himself, the whole jail has to freeze. Face to the wall, everybody just freeze. Can't, just chill. No more movement until they walk him through and get him to wherever they got him going. And then you can continue to do your sweeping or whatever you were doing. You could be walking with the guards on the way to like just the other side of the fucking range, or you went to go do something over here, and then now they're like, okay, go back to your fucking range. While you're walking on the way back, everybody got to chill. Stop. It's like fucking freeze tag. Stop. Paul Bernardo. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody can move. You're just... Yo. Like, yo, you might get tackled if you sneeze, fam. Just chill. Don't fucking move. Crazy, fam. I experienced this, me, firsthand. I was, you know what I'm saying? I'm in there like, whoa, what do you mean? Once he's moving, they're moving Paul Bernardo around. Like, holy shit. What's he gonna do if you just be like, hey, while he's walking by, fucking kill you with his eyes or something? Like, god damn. A mod thing. But that's how they got these guys. Like, he ain't even on the Jeffrey Dahmer level. Not to say that what he did wasn't heinous. It was definitely heinous. It was some wild shit. But the Dahmer guy, like, man's eating motherfuckers, is like all kind of crazy shit. Like, they didn't give him that kind of fucking respect in the jail where, like, he was just in general pop. You know what I'm saying? Niggas could reach out and grab him. They didn't have him under like a super PC like they have the Paul Bernardo guy. What the hell what's up with that? Anyhow, I just wanted to bring that to y'all attention. I was like, that movie is crazy. I've watched all 10, or that series is crazy. I watched all 10 parts. Okay, had to double back around and watch part 10 again with my girl because she never watched part 10. And like, I watched the whole shit. I was like, oh snap, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Yo, what did man say? Just glad he didn't have POF for real. Imagine that nigga had the fucking apps to run with. Holy, his body count would have been 70 instead of 17. If that nigga had Tinder and fucking Bumble and whatever, like the LG guys be using and shit, that nigga would have had 100 bodies easy. Good point. That's a mod thing. Anyhow, like I said, there's a Keep Six Solid is about to do a clubhouse just now. Tap into that. I'll be over there doing my thing. All right? And thank you for tapping in, yo. Mr. B said end it quick.